What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Girl. We are down here. We don't have nothing to talk about. We're gonna go down to the blogs real quick.
I sponsor the
Let me tell you something.
Another video that was an hour long, talking about the woman who called the different churches and was trying to get help, and then one of the pastors responded to this woman by calling her a witch and calling for her death. Um, yeah. And so I made a whole video, and that went like an hour and 15 minutes. I did read from the Great Cosmic Mother as well to talk about the section on the witch hunts and how they were just so easily implemented, and how anybody can, just not simply like a woman for whatever reason and be like, she's a witch. And then everybody with their, religious psychosis will target that woman and end up killing, torturing, and R-ing that woman, just in the name of her being against whatever the status quo is. And so they did that in order to erase history by killing the astronomers, the herbalists, the medicine women, the oracles, the astrologers, the scientists, like I said, the shamans, the medicine women, all of them. They were just wiped out. And then all of a sudden you get the father of all of these creations, and then you get the idea that the men created all this stuff just because they're men and they had the intellectual capabilities to create these kind of systems that were in place, but really they just stole them from women the same exact way white people stole from indigenous and black people. The same exact things, but in this case they use the Bible and Christianity. That's why I say white cisgender male heterosexual Christian, and Christian is right there, because they use that Christianity to fuel their hatred, their misogyny, their bigotry, their homophobia. All of that is fueled by this book and them telling you. And then the fact that the majority of people in a particular congregation, more than all, I actually don't know of any church where the majority of the members are men, because the goal and the objective is to teach you, to program you, to condition you. They don't have to program and condition the men, right? The men just have to believe, whether they believe it wholeheartedly or not. But in order to get a maid, a mule, and a mattress, you have to purport that you are a God-fearing man, that you're a Christian here to protect and provide and to be the head of household. And as long as you find a woman who agrees with those ideas, you have you a in-home maid, mule, and mattress. And he never goes to church again. And then you spend the rest of your marriage and your relationship trying to get him to come back to church. You thought you married a God-fearing man. A man doesn't fear God. He doesn't even know God, let alone fear God. He doesn't think that there's anything outside of himself that is bigger than him. He's the center of the world, and this system has given him the tools to believe that. And all you need is a woman who is deeply, deeply conditioned and programmed to believe that men are of value more than her, that she came from a man's rib, that a man is the key to her salvation. She can't enter this idea of heaven without being connected to the man, so much so that they will neglect their children. It's proof that they don't care about women and children, because a man literally called for a death of a woman trying to feed her child, a creator trying to feed her offspring. He called for her death because she exposed that you guys really don't help. So all you're doing by calling her for her death and calling her a witch is affirming why your place sounds like a den of evil. And you're probably in there doing God knows what as a quote man of God, so-called anointed motherfucker around here using this goddamn religion to oppress women. Fuck all that shit. All those Father God religions. All of them need to be thrown away. They do. Kevin Gates was just online the other day with this young woman, and he was talking about how people don't want him to be with a young woman. They want him to be with a washed up woman and this and that. Um, and you know what? I think Kevin Gates is a vulgar degenerate. I think he is absolutely vulgar. I find him disgusting. I imagine that his porn category more than likely is rape fantasies and violent assaults against violent sexual assaults against women. He seems like he's the type that uses his dick not to um, he uses his dick to harm. He uses his dick as an extension of his weaponry, of his artillery, and, spitting in people's mouths, just talking this vulgar, the way that he speaks so vulgar, and it's so vulgar and aggressive that I would actually be afraid to actually have sex with him. It seems like he would turn your sexual experience with him into a hostile work environment. It does. And listen to the way he talks. It's so vulgar. It's so vulgar. And you can hear his disdain for women. And what's sad is these young women have been taught to, not see the value in other women, to see the value in men. The way that he spoke and the way that girl was looking, the way he spoke, it was really alarming. But the next clip, she's in the bed with him, looking up in his face. And he's making excuses for wanting to be with a young woman and then saying that, yeah, you're her daddy. Yeah, you're her daddy. Yeah, you can teach her. They literally expose themselves every day. And the women with their eyes wound up, they are taught to ignore other women. They are taught to any woman saying, hey, you know what? Partnering with Kevin Gates might not be the best idea as your journey, in your journey as a woman. He doesn't seem like a safe person. He seems to be very vulgar, very aggressive, very angry. He seems, and it comes out in the way that he speaks. I want you to hear what he said. Hold on, let me do Kevin Gates. Kevin Gates, because there's two videos. Buscar. Okay, here he is.
When you make a woman feel safe, like all the way from a physically, mentally, become her daddy. That guy. I got you. Hey, hold on. You don't open no door. I'm gonna open the door for you. I'm gonna hold your hand. I'm gonna make sure you straight. I'm gonna pull your check, push your back in. Yes, Lord. And when you're applying that, hey, when you're applying that real prickly, I'm talking about applying that real pressure. I'm talking about with that plugger, not that plugger seat or that plugger. Yeah, man. That. She look like she 19. That shit. That means she gonna look young for a long time. And she ain't gonna do nothing but get fine and thicker. Yeah. All her hips steady spreading because I'm gripping on her. Yes, Lord. Thank you to everybody you ever been with in your past. Thank you. You ain't see what I saw. Thank you. Big pressure. A happy man is God's plan. I said, happy man is God's plan. I said, happy man is God's plan. I think it'd be like, she happy when she make daddy happy. Tell her, good girl. Make daddy happy. So proud of you. Good girl. She just, you could just.
That incest fantasy that so many men have with their sexual partners, and their partners calling them daddy and saying if you take care of her you become her father, it's literally an incest fantasy. And I wouldn't trust girl children around these men because they sound like they want to have sex with their daughters. I'm just going to say it. And I think that's what people need to say. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you want to have sex with someone who is your daughter. And that incest fantasy bullshit can manifest into reality. I would not trust Kevin Gates around my daughters because he sounds like he wants to have sex with his daughters. And a lot of men sound, you men out there running around wanting women to call you daddy, that means you want to have sex with someone who is your daughter. That's what it sounds like to me. And then the women fall into that, daddy. Girl, you sound stupid. I will never call him. And I always attribute it to my father being in my life. And that's why I couldn't see calling another man daddy, not even in the sexual way, because in the sexual way, I call my dad daddy. I'm not calling no nigga who's putting his dick in me daddy. That sounds like some severe father wound happening, a severe father wound, a deeply embedded father wound where you want the man sticking his dick in you and you calling him daddy while he's sliding his dick in and out of you. That's incest. So you're playing into some fantasy, and these men be wanting your pussy shaved like a 12-year-old, looking like a prepubescent child with no hair on your pussy while you call them daddy. That's sick.
See, she just know. Like this, it's just like that for her. Crush her. So she about to get control. No, she's not about to get control. But she gonna follow proper instructions, because if she don't follow proper instructions, it's gonna lead to a lot of destruction. So she gonna follow proper instructions, because I done been doing this forever, so I got you. I know how this shit go. I got you. You're not with a pretender or a beginner. You with a woman, I got you. I done made all the mistakes already. Really, my mama taught me something. My mama taught me like how to have a woman the right way. My mama got all the game. She gonna get off up.
But you couldn't do that with Drika.
She, like I said, I don't know how it go, but she's doing great right now. Life is about choices, and every day you have to choose me, and every day I have to choose you. We choose each other every day. Now, the day that we don't do that, then guess what? I love you. But blessings on your journey. When you make
side piece, like I just don't want people like asking or.
Hold on, here it goes.
Man, don't know old washed up egg. Man, what want a young?
No. I need it. I need to hear it here. I want y'all to hear.
Man, don't want no old washed up. Man, what don't want a young? Man, don't want no old washed up. Man, what don't want a young man?
What nigga don't want a young hoe? That's what he said. What nigga don't want a young hoe? I'm trying to find it without the editing. I can't find it without the editing. Kevin Gate flexes his new woman and says she likes to be taken to Pound Town. Ew. I can't find the one where he's not cussing. What nigga want a young hoe?
You don't like it, eat my man, straight up.
If you don't like it, eat my dick straight up.
Yeah, what? Want something that been, you heard me?
What nigga that wants something that been, you heard me? What man wants a woman who has been touched by other men? We are so vile and disgusting that the more contact you come into with any of us, the more we degrade you, the more we can't stand you, because we know we ain't shit. So if I know you've come in contact with a bunch of niggas, I know you ain't shit, because I know we ain't shit. And if you fuck with a whole bunch of niggas, we don't want to fuck with you, because we know we ain't shit. And the more contact you come into with us, we know it degrades your social capital, just taking it down and down and down, because we know we ain't shit. So if you laying with us, then you must not be shit. And if you laying with a lot of us, your ass really must not be shit, because we know how niggas roll. We know how disgusting and vulgar and nasty we are. So be with a bunch of us. We're going to look at you as the bottom of our shoe. How dare you sleep with a bunch of men? The more men you come in contact with, bitch, we don't like you, because we know how fucking disgusting we are. Have I made my point? Exactly. They don't even realize what a drag it is, that they even out of their own mouths. We don't want a woman who has come in contact with a lot of men. What they're not saying is, because we know that men are disgusting.
We ain't going to the used car lot, man. What the fuck?
We're not going to the used car lot.
But see, that don't be nothing but that washed up shit. Like, man, hey, dad, damn near, yeah, old enough to be your daddy, yeah.
I'm old enough to be your daddy. Yeah, I want to fuck my daughter. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. See, I'm going to say what they're not saying. Right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Men who act like they want to have sex with their daughters and they want to have sex with women who call them daddy are sick and should not be around girl children. That's how I feel. That's sick. It's disgusting to me. Hold on, let me see. I think I have the one where you can hear all the cuss words, because taking out the cuss words just takes away from the effect of what he's actually saying. Hold on. Oh, I didn't post it. I just post the one where he said,
y'all want to see me with Rasputia. That's what y'all want to see. Y'all want me to be Norbit. You know, hey, Norbit, we say the best for you. Turkey ass. Man, I just be laughing at that shit, because that shit be funny, baby. Yeah. I would lie about my age to the ladies. Man, I'm telling you. That's why we be having to do fingerprint scans and all that. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, they beautiful as fuck. He got that fucking beard. He look like Dada. That's all you gotta say. Ooh, they look good together. They skin just glow. All you had to do. You couldn't have nothing nice to say, because you unhealthy. When you unhealthy, Norbit, you know, so, hey, Norbit, we say the best for you. Turkey ass. Man, I just be laughing at that shit, because that shit be funny, babe. Yeah. I would lie about my age to the ladies. Man, I'm telling you. That's why we be having to do fingerprint scans and all that. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, they beautiful as fuck. He got that fucking beard. He look like Dada. That's all you gotta say. Ooh, they look good together. They skin just glow. All you had to do. You couldn't have nothing nice to say, because you unhealthy. When you unhealthy and you have an unhealthy heart, you say unhealthy things.
so what's your excuse?
She just look. You just finished eating a donut. She just look. You ain't say beautiful. You ain't say nothing. Look young. She looked too young for him. So I guess you look the right age for me. I guess the world want to see me miserable. Y'all want to see me with Rasputia. That's what y'all want to see. Y'all want me to be Norbit. You know what y'all? Hey, Norbit, we say the best for you. Turkey ass.
And the fact that he equates being old with being unattractive, and that his focus is on younger women, and the only reason why the focus is on younger women is so they can manipulate and impress upon and inject with ideas that don't suit them, that puts him first, that puts him at the center. But I do think it's incredibly disgusting for a man who wants to slide his dick in and out of a woman who calls him daddy. I do. I said you can literally see the hemispheres of her brain haven't connected. Her brain is rattling around in her skull. She just sits there as he says the most vile, degrading things about women, and still gives him access to her body. My God, today. All that hate he just spewed, and she welcomes it into her body. It's beyond disturbing. When you sit there looking in the man's face while he says the most disgusting things about women, and then you let him shoot up the club with his manure all over your fucking uterus, and you just taking in all that hate, and then you wonder why in a few months you'll be looking sunken in and depleted because you let a man who hates women into your body.
World want to see me miserable. Y'all want to see me with Rasputia.
Here's some of the comments. The thing is, he doesn't want a woman at all. It's sad to see a woman sit there and be complacent with his mentality. We don't care who he dates as long as it's not our daughters. I'm so glad Drika got the fuck on. Now she's at peace smoking and gardening naked. She's chuckling like she gonna be there a long time. This is what a low vibrational man looks like. Can only focus on sexual desires, has no morals or integrity, and can't be disciplined enough to make good decisions. You know, you will know the character of a man based on how the way his life unfolds. His character is that of a teenager. How sad. He reminds of him and JC on the game. They are in the same emotional intelligence level. Literally, their entire personality is governed by their lower chakras. So all they're doing is wanting to fight, fuck, and fight and be violent and operate in survival, in complete survival mode. And that's why they just dropping their manure off in every woman, because I'm operating in survival mode. I need to figure out a way to survive in the system to live another generation. And hopefully you're a dumb bitch and that you will accept me into your body, produce my child, produce a child, and give that child my last name. And then I can go on to the next woman and to the next woman and to the next woman. And they just literally operating in their a low vibration, and an unhealed, blocked, low vibration is not a place that you want to reside. And the majority of these men reside in their lower chakras. All they think about is what's below their belt buckle: money and sex. That's it. And they need the money in order to get the sex. That's why they really don't like women, because they hate that they've built a society where a woman's commodity is her beauty, right? Because he's even equating an older woman, a woman his age, with Rasputia, who is technically an unattractive woman that no man wants to be actually seen with. You're equating something like that to a woman being of age and being your age, but you can't control. Some of the women that are your age you can control, but a lot of the women they already know the game and they could spot the game. So I need to go find me a woman who hasn't learned the game, who has accepted me as more valuable than she, and will not listen to other women and will tell other women, y'all just jealous, bitter, and salty, while you allow this vulgar entity to enter your body and drain you of your life force energy. And that's all these men do, is extract. See what they're doing with the world. See what they're doing with Mother Earth, just extracting and killing and extracting and extracting. They do the same thing to you in your interpersonal relationships. Enter you to extract, enter you to extract, and now you all sunken in, looking old, dry, skin is dry and drab. You look like you're walking around gray. There's no color to you. You've been drained of your life force. And then you have a baby with these motherfuckers, duplicate their DNA and give the baby his last name. Y'all need to cut that shit off. That patriarchal ownership over children and women, y'all have to cut it out. Stop getting married and stop putting their last names on your babies. Mommy's baby, daddy's maybe. Let it be daddy's maybe. You won't know. And motherfucker, if you think you're the father of this child, they ain't gonna have your last name running around here. You will not be able to live another generation by name. You won't. You won't get to claim ownership over something that I've created. And then when y'all going to get mad at somebody for trying to feed their children, you want to call for their death and call them a witch. We just want you to be quiet. That's all. A lot of fine older women who aren't used up and look good. There's no reason for you to prove yourself to these degenerate men. There's no reason for you to say, there's a lot of older women who look good. We know. We know. What they want to see in a woman is a child that can be manipulated. That's why they abuse children, because they can manipulate children. When you teach a child to look at adults as authority, that's that space where people are able to abuse children, because you have a child who's like, oh, I'm going to listen to everything an adult tells me to do. I'm not that kid. You don't have to worry about me. I'm not listening to nothing. You niggas sound crazy and confused. I'm not listening to shit you gotta say. Okay, let me see. Okay, are we back? Let me just make sure. All right, we back. You know, when you hear the crackling of the microphone, that means that the battery is about to die. So we back down here. Definitely not following you motherfuckers anywhere. You slow motherfuckers, degenerate slow motherfuckers who operate from their dicks, who don't know nothing. They can't talk about nothing past their dicks. I don't want to hear shit you have to say, Kevin Gates. And where are your friends, girl? A bunch of fucking pick-me's just happy to be laying up underneath Kevin Gates. I hope you are not having unprotected sex with him.
No, no.
Because you remember the time he spit in one of the concert goers' mouth? She laid her head back, opened her mouth, and he spit in her mouth. All the food he just then ate, all the plaque that's sitting at the bottom at his gum line, he just spit it in your mouth. Yeah, Kevin Gates. And it's the girl just sitting there looking in his face like again, like her brain isn't fully developed, and that is exactly what they want. They want a woman who still is operate, who hasn't gone through it. Like I said, dealing with a man in this society as a heterosexual, being with a heterosexual man in society, it just seems like a rite of passage. And it just means, how many times are you going to go through this passage and deal with this type of socialized person? And how many times are you going to keep doing it? How many times are you going to put yourself through it? How many times are you going to allow a man to triangulate you with another woman? How many times are you going to abandon yourself to be in relationship with a man? How many times are you going to lose your identity in a man? How many times are you going to take on all his colloquialisms and lingo and his friends' lingo? And how many times you have to ask him what he knows about you and he doesn't know anything about you? My sons played a game, how well do you know me? And it's just random questions. If I were to, do I like coffee or tea better? Right? This just simple questions on how well you know somebody. Go and play a game of how well this man knows you. A man that you've been in a relationship, a man that you've been dating. See if he's listened to you at all. See if he's listening to you. No, he's just banking on you wanting to adopt everything for him and start auditioning to be a goddamn appliance for him. And the younger you get the women who are male identified, who haven't unlearned yet, the younger you get them, the better it is for these predatory men who want to have sex with someone who calls them daddy. That is sick to me. I think that something is terribly wrong with Kevin Gates, and I'm glad that Drika and their children got away from him, because he is absolutely disgusting. I find him vile. I find him vulgar. I find him dangerous and aggressive. I honestly believe, like, if you were to go to Kevin Gates' browser history of the adult films that he watches, I bet you he watches women being assaulted, because he very much gives that he has rape fantasies. I'm going to read a couple more comments. A man will sleep with a trans man and even a cousin. He's all over the place. I'm not sure why anybody would care about his dating preference today. I'm 42 and I feel and look fine. Getting older is beautiful. Girl, you don't have to explain yourself to these men. They don't give a damn. You don't have to make assertions and proclamations of how old you are and how well you look. Who cares what they think about you? That's the point. Who cares? This person needs to get their daughter. She's a part of the circus and the ringleader is deranged. Nah, nigga's nose got bigger since the last video I seen. Let's start calling this boy Pinocchio. Meanwhile, she's only with you because of your name. Held a little weight back in the day. Don't want miles on a woman, but was just with Brittany Renner with 500,000 miles on that thing. Make it make sense. Right. They literally have to live in a contradiction. They have to live in a lie. They have to live in an illusion. And the women help with the illusion. They help reinforce the illusion. Kevin Gates is disgusting. I think he is a disgusting human being. I do. And then when you think about like, I know like she's probably looking at him like he's gross, and they always crash out. It's like men will jump from relationship to relationship because they need to be in proximity to something that they can control. That's what they want to do. Something they need something to siphon out, to plug into, and to take energy from. That's their role. Plug into you and take your energy. Just keep siphoning, extracting energy. And while they're pumping up, pump up, you look at, you starting to look old. Your hair is falling out. Your cheeks are sunken in. Eyes are dark underneath. You losing weight or gaining weight. Losing weight, but the belly is getting bigger because the cortisol levels is through the roof. Your goddamn nervous system is a wreck because you believe that a man is your protector and your provider. All the while, he is draining your life force. You seen those women, how they look? Look at VD Vance. Look at his wife. She was looking vibrant. The day they were sworn in, she was looking all vibrant and pretty. Today, she looks like literally a old, haggard witch. That's exactly what she looks like. She looked like she is waiting for Hansel and Gretel to skip through the woods so she can measure their bones and eat them. That's what she looks like. And for what? Because y'all put these men over you, but that's by design. Everything they feed you puts a man over you. I reject all of it. Get out of my fucking face. Let's see what else we got here. Kevin Gates gets defensive on why he dates younger women. This is the Breakfast Club's commentary. Let's listen to Lauren and see what male identified Jess Hilarious has to say.
Kevin Gates shared some thoughts that got some people going yesterday on why men want to date younger women. Let's take a listen.
Man, don't want no old washed up ass man. What don't want a young man? You don't like it, eat my man. Straight up. What want something that been you heard, man? Man, have emotion. We ain't going to the used car line, man. What the But see that don't be nothing but that washed up on it. Like, hey, yeah, old enough to be your daddy, yeah.
I'm so sorry. Like, this is so weird, but
yeah, that's not a used car. That's that's you got to look at that like fine wine. You know, wine gets better with time. You know, cognac gets better with time. You know, some antique cars, you know, are worth way more than some of these
brand
new
cars.
So,
yes.
you know, I mean, that's his preference.
That's a 1994 8 Series BMW CSI that I just drove yesterday. Yes, that's a Chevy Chevelle 1970.
That's
yes.
what I'm saying.
What?
Kevin ain't looking at the same 40 plus, 50 plus years old that I'm looking at. I'm taking Angela Bassett over any of you.
That's that Turbo S 93 Porsche.
Yeah, he want the little Honda Coupes.
No.
Yeah, the baby Sonatas.
No.
And for all the men that were like arguing in defense of what he was saying, what makes men think that just because you're older, you're the better choice either?
Oh, talk that talk, Lauren.
I'm just saying, because I feel like a good person, whether a man or woman, doesn't come with age. That's a personal choice. That's personal development. Like, there's a lot of things that go into that. Men think just because they get older, y'all are like the golden prize.
Yeah,
I hate that conversation.
Y'all done ran through half the country. Y'all are old and washed up too. And y'all want somebody to deal with that? What you talking about? You've been burnt, fried, died, laid to the side. Now you
burnt, fried, laid
what
to the
are you
side.
talking about?
I don't know. Yeah. Salute to Stephanie Mills. Dropping the bombs with Stephanie Mills. Angela Bassett.
There you go.
Okay.
Right.
I'm just saying. Patty LaBelle. I don't know.
Felicia Rashad. Okay.
I know where you're going. I'm just saying. Okay. I don't know what he's looking at. But these 40 plus, 50 plus, 60 plus is killing these youngins out there.
That crew you just named 60 plus.
And
fine.
And sexy. See, that's the thing. Sexiness comes with age.
Oh, you know, we were just talking about that when I was prepping for this segment. I was like, I think you learn sex appeal. You learn sex appeal.
All right. When we come back,
Lauren's cute.
800-585-1051.
Also,
Lauren is cute. Older men date younger women so they can manipulate them and feel more superior. And that's it. There's nothing else about it. I saw a post that said you're attracted to your level of maturity. Drika Gates dodged a bullet. She actually didn't dodge a bullet. She took that bullet for a long time and it whirled around, hitting all her organs in her body. And she finally decided to let it out and to be done with it. No, she took a bullet. She took that bullet. Now now it's out of her body waiting for the next person to hit. This is creepy. I don't care what anybody says. I used to get talked to more as a 16-year-old than I do as an adult. He sounds washed up. Baby, it's 25-year-old girls that are washed all the way up. Nia Long, Sanaa Lathan, Regina King, the list can go on and on. So he's used up with his 200,000+ miles, but wants someone who's not experienced. Why is that? Sounds creepy. But they didn't touch on the fact that he's called himself Dada, a man who wants to slide his dick in and out of a person who calls him daddy is a sick fuck. That's where I'm at with it. All right, let's go to the next story. All right, here we are. Kirk Franklin says he never understood homophobia because we're all sinners who need God. Claims he experienced it before. So what makes heterosexuality not a sin, but makes homosexuality a sin? When the men who are demeaning and dismissing and vilifying homophobia practice homophobia. So how is it a sin? What makes it a sin? What makes it a sin? Let's listen to what he has to say.
People feel the pressure of the culture of church. It's that there's church and there's the culture of church. You know, like the church is the hospital, right? And everybody should be welcome, right? Everybody should be welcome. You know, for example, you know, if homosexuality is a sin, then adultery is a sin. Fornication is a sin. Yes. Divorce is a sin. And none of them are bigger than the other. And so that's why I have never understood homophobia. I've never understood it because if you, as a heterosexual man, what I have done in my life, what in the world gives me any justification to think I'm just confused. Like I get confused, my guy. I don't understand how we do not see ourselves as sick patients that all need the doctor. But I don't understand it because
the way that you're framing homophobia as like being gay as a sickness and a sin, I don't like the way you're framing it. I don't give a fuck if you sound like, I don't understand. It's not a sin to be compared to fornication and to be compared to whatever the fuck y'all niggas be doing in the church. Pedophilia, grooming, the shit y'all do to women, cheating on your wives, heading the churches, cheating on your wives, having babies with women in the church. Hello, Jamal Bryant. How is Jamal Bryant able to get remarried after the way he did Giselle Bryant? Y'all don't listen. Y'all think you're going to be different. Y'all think you're going to have a different dining experience. Even though the management hasn't changed, you think your dining experience is going to be different. And then you are framing homosexuality as a sin to be in alignment with fornication. What did you say? What did he say? Fornication. What else did he say?
My thoughts, the things sometimes that come up in my heart, the sin in me that I see, I don't understand how I could ever have time to have conversations about who you sleep with. I need medicine.
And that's another problem. The other problem is you all just believe that homosexuality has to do with sex. Here we are once again with not being able to come out the vortex of thinking about who is having sex with whom. Y'all claim you don't care what people do in their bedroom, but every day we are talking about sexuality. We are talking about gender identity. We are talking about how cisgender heterosexual men relate to cis and trans women, and how violent they are to both groups of women, and how these two groups of women argue over the attention of men, whether they say that's not the reason they're arguing or not. One of the reasons why they arguing with each other, throwing dicks and pussies at each other over the attention of these violent men who will kill either one of you just to prove their heterosexuality or their masculinity. Y'all claim y'all don't care about who's having sex with who, but that's all everybody talks about. A man and a woman can't walk down the street without you thinking about if they fucking or not. So homosexuality has more is a more of an identity than it is just a sexual identity, right? You acting like you don't care who somebody has sex with. You do care who somebody has sex with. You do care what people are doing with their bodies sexually, even to the point where you're trying to get women not to be able to terminate pregnancies if they choose to, for whatever reason, or leave marriages if they choose to, for whatever reason.
People feel the pressure of the culture of church. It's that there's church and there's the culture of church. You know, like the church is the hospital, right? Now everybody should be welcome, right? Everybody should be welcome. You know, for example, you know, if homosexuality is a sin, then adultery is a sin. Fornication is a sin. Yes. Divorce is a sin. And none of them are bigger than the other. And so that's why I have never understood homophobia. I've never understood it because if you, as a heterosexual man, what I have done in my life, what in the world gives me any justification to think any, like it's, I'm just confused. Like I get confused, my guy. I don't understand how we do not see ourselves as sick patients that all need the doctor. I don't understand it because my thoughts, the things sometimes that come up in my heart, the sin in me that I see, I don't understand how I could ever have time to have conversations about who you sleep with. I need medicine. I need the doctor. And if you want to go to the hospital with me, you can come with me. But I'm not going to stand saying, you need the doctor. I need the doctor more. You can come with me. You can come with me, and I can tell you how dope he is, but I can't condemn you and invite you at the same time. I'm trying to win people. I'm trying to win my son. I'm trying to win my family. I'm trying to win people. I'm trying to win people to Jesus, man. I'm trying to show people the love and grace of God. I mean, you know, Carlos
should have said, well, you know, I hear what you're saying, but I do want to make a correction that one, homosexuality is not a sin and should not be conflated with adultery and infidelity and fornication and thievery and pedophilia and misogyny. It should not be, my sexuality should not be conflated with harmful behaviors enacted by other people, because the two don't go together. So we're not going into the hospital. I'm not going to the hospital because I'm gay. If you have a sickness that you need to go to the doctor for, being gay is not a sickness to go see a doctor about. So I don't even like the way you framing it. There are literal men who will kill people to uphold their heterosexual identity. There are men who will kill women to uphold their gender identity. Yep. Sure will. I don't like the way he's framing it. I want to read some of the comments. Let's read some of the comments. Being gay is not a sin. What's a sin is a woman calling around the churches trying to have her baby fed and the church turning her away. That's the sin. He never said he was gay. He said he had his sexuality questioned before. The level of respect I have for Kirk Franklin is unmatched. He's real, honest, and non-judgmental. He doesn't use Christianity as a weapon, but as a mean to show Christ's heart. Then why isn't he close to his son? I don't give a fuck about how someone chose to live their life. The problem for me is when it's being promoted and forced onto me and my children. Are you gay? Are you gay? Have you been forced to be gay? Stupid ass. Everybody is a selective sinner. No sin greater than the other. No sin greater than the other. But being gay is not a sin. That's where you niggas get it fucking confused. I gotta go. Take care of each other, okay? Protect your energy, please.